Right then, welcome to the first L5 Star FC YouTube channel live stream. We've got two very important guests today. I hope you're all having a brilliant day. And we've got a lot to talk about, and we've got the content to come with the energy today. We've got quite a few stuff to talk about. But before we get into this video, smash a subscribe. It does mean an awful lot if you do smash a subscribe. And without further ado, it's going to be a brilliant game on Saturday. The Premier League starts in 2 days' time. I am absolutely buzzing for it. But I've got two very important guests with me today. I've got Salah. I'll just introduce Salah first. How are you doing, mate? How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
I'm glad you're all right, mate. And hopefully we're gonna have a really good season on and off the pitch with the YouTube channel as well. And we've got another
Oh,
guest. We've got another guest. We're bringing in the headset, bringing in the energy. We've got Wakar. How are you, Wakar? How are you doing, mate?
I'm excited, ready for the season. It's going to be a long 9 months.
It's a long 9 months, but we're going to be covering the content with you on the channel. We'll be covering match day reactions. We'll be covering previews, live shows, and also we'll be doing predicted lineups. We're still working out a little bit of a project, but we've got a lot of things to talk about, and we're only mapping it out, and we're only just getting started. So we're glad to have you on this journey with us, and the first season with the lads on L5 Star FC. It's going to be a good one. But well, first of all, we're going to come to you, Wakar, first. A little kick-off question. What do you think the Reds will be more satisfied with pretty much if you had to give the Reds players one trophy, the Premier League or the Champions League, which one were they picking and why? We'll come to you, Wakar. Which one would they pick?
I think it will be the Premier League, so the rival fans wouldn't have the one Premier League trophy excuse and all that. And I feel like we've got 6 Champions Leagues in the bag. It's time to rank up the Premier League trophies now, and then, but double. I love that, but
100%.
yeah,
100%. We've had the pleasure of winning both of them in different seasons, so why not go for a double? But Salah, what are you saying? A Premier League or Champions League? Which one, if they had to choose one, would you think they'd go for?
Champions League any day of the week. I think it's such a big
European
competition. I
giants
think,
both.
yeah. Although like the excuse for the one thing you could say, they can say whatever they want to say. To be honest, I think Champions League is more great. I think it's more harder. I think there's more of the elite teams, especially now that you have PSG. You have absolutely a monster squad, so it'll be such a big achievement winning the Champions League and going on the same Champions League with AC Milan winning 7. So yeah, I'd rather win the Champions League.
Yeah, and on the topic of the Champions League, PSG, are they a shout for the Champions League this year? Obviously, we've got a Liverpool stream to talk about, but obviously they've made the signing of Lionel Messi. Do you think they have enough to win the Champions League? Obviously, we found out today that they're in the same pot as us, meaning that we can't draw them in the group stage. But what do you fancy? Do you fancy our chances in the Champions League, and what competition do you think we have more of a chance in? Do you think? Because we're European giants, we're knockout football giants. We always love those European nights under the lights, especially with fans coming back into the ground. That will play a massive part. So, would you say that we have more of a chance of winning the Champions League this season, or do you reckon we have enough depth to pull out a consistent 38-game season? That's the big question.
I think both competitions are going to be tough. I think Champions League is going to be tough. The league's going to be tough. I think PSG they've had the players in the past to do it, but they've not done it. I think manager issues, the players in certain positions. But I think the only things I see going wrong with this PSG team is balance, and maybe if some people just get a little too big for themselves. That's the only problem I see with PSG. But other than that, I think they have a fantastic squad. But a lot of people would say left back's an issue, but I think Juan Bernat is capable enough. I think he's done it on the big stages with Bayern Munich. So I think
Yeah.
yeah, I think PSG have a very, very big chance of winning it. But it's a Champions League. You never know. We saw Ajax go to the semi-final. We saw Chelsea go to the final this year. When they after Lampard got sacked, everyone was like, "No, I don't think Chelsea are going to make it to the final." But I think they did exceptionally well and they won the Champions League. So I think the Champions League is full of surprises. So you never know what's going to happen. To be honest.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll come to you, Akar, on that question. Obviously, there is the argument, well, the Champions League, it's all about teams who peak at the right time. We always seem to dip in about February time. That's when the knockouts start kicking in. But we always, on the other side of the coin, we're always decent when it comes to European football, regardless or not whether we're in a tricky spell. I remember when, this season in particular, when we were really struggling. But we managed to beat Leipzig. It gave everyone a little bit of hope, and then we went and lost to Brighton. So it was a bit inconsistent between the two. But what would you say? Would you say we have more of a chance of the Champions League making it 7, or do you think that we can go one step further in the league, or 2 steps further in the league, and put together number 20?
To be honest, I think we have a chance in both competitions. It's just whether we
100%.
we can perform in the games where we have to play well. If we play PSG or but the only thing I have with PSG is they've bought players that have played well in other systems, and how do you this don't make sense to me. How on earth can Ramos go from almost hating Messi to being teammates? Like, that's not gonna instantly just come, So I feel like they are in for a shout. We don't know what they could do, but I feel like 100% we can win the Champions League or even the Prem. It's just can we perform in the big games when it matters the most? Because it's all fun and games performing against the slower teams, but to win the big competitions, you got to perform against one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, we have to, and in all fairness, we do have a good record against teams in the Champions League, especially big teams, which is why obviously I want to stick to the Premier League as that one is more up to date. But just to give you the update, the Champions League draw will take place on August the 26th. The final set to take place in St. Petersburg, and it'll be a good tournament nonetheless. But overall, top 5 predictions. Obviously, Wakar. We did discuss this on Klopp Talk TV. If you haven't already, smash subscribe to Klopp Talk TV. I will get the link in the chat. But nonetheless, subscribe to L5 Star FC. But Premier League top 5 predictions. I think you said your top 4. But for the people who don't know, what is your top 5 going into this season? And
Wow, it's changed a little bit. I've gone Leicester getting 5th now instead of getting top 4. United getting 4th. I think City are going to finish 3rd. I think they've not signed a centre forward, and they can play with a false 9, but they're 10 times better with a proper number 9. I think Chelsea, they're going to get big Romelu Lukaku. He's proven in the Premier League. He's just gone and smashed the Serie A up. I think they're going to buy Koundé, or if they don't get Koundé, I think their centre-back will come in. So, they're strengthening, going big. I think, Liverpool, I think we're going to win the league, man. I've heard a few things on, Twitter and Instagram saying that, we might lose the league because we don't have the depth, But, the season we won the league, we only signed Adrian. We've got a centre back up now. We've got Harvey Elliott, who's gonna, I think, he's gonna be pushing for a starting place. I can't lie to you. Maybe in in this season he might play a few games, but Klopp's the type of manager. If you don't perform, he basically makes you work. Well, you have to perform to play. You've seen that with Mane. Mane wasn't performing, and he was taken off Firmino, and then he took out Mane and then played Jota, and then realized Mane was, not the best. So, especially with fans, that's a big part. We're a club. Well, Anfield is, well, we never had the what's it called, the unbeaten record, without the fans. It was only unbeaten record because of the fans. Stadium, you can have a £100 million stadium, but if you don't have fans in there, then the stadium has absolute. It's not even like playing at home. It's like playing in a neutral stadium. So I feel like the fans going to be pushing the players. I think Mane, he's going to have a season of his life, man. I think Firmino as well. Yeah, they all look sharp. They all look like I've never seen them two that happy before. So yeah, I think we're going to win the league.
Fair enough, mate.
I just sorry if I want to interrupt. I'm just gonna say Curtis Jones will not be available for this weekend's fixture due to a concussion sustained against Osasuna.
Oh yeah, that's mad. Anyway, that's breaking news. Curtis Jones is ruled out of the game against Norwich on Saturday due to a concussion. We will get that as a banner formed in the chat, but that is big news. And we'll come to you, Salah. Is that a blow for Liverpool? Obviously, because I reckon a concussion is about 2 to 3 weeks. Do you think that's a blow considering Thiago's a doubt? Henderson's also a doubt with the fact of lack of playing time in pre-season. Do you think that we need the likes of Curtis Jones, and do you think that is therefore a doubt? If is that costly for us?
I think not in a way of starting 11ish. I don't think he's that important to our starting 11, but I think in terms of depth, I think he's probably one of our best midfielders if you're going to look at depth-wise. So I think, of course, it's going to be a blow. I think maybe he would have not started the game against Norwich, but I probably would have seen him start the game against Burnley because I think the way Curtis Jones plays, I think dribbling, likes hanging onto the ball, likes getting out pressure. I think Burnley was a good side that he would have got to play against if he did play. But I think concussion, I don't think it's too long. But I think, of course, now this day and age, the precautionary and all those thingies you have to take, you have to be careful about concussion. But I think let's hope he gets better, to be honest, though. And my top 5 predictions, I'm not normally one to make predictions before during the transfer window, but I think I'm gonna go Leicester 5th. This is like my realistic predictions. I have other predictions as well, but I'm gonna go Leicester 5th. I'm gonna go Manchester United 4th. I'm gonna go. This is where it comes because I agree with McCall for Man City 3rd, because I don't think they have that centre forward. I just see a drop off in form in Man City. I don't know why. Like, I just see them getting an injury or just dropping off in form. I don't know why. Which is why I'm gonna go City 3rd, and then I'm gonna go Chelsea 2nd, and then I'm gonna go Liverpool 1st. If we sign Jeremy Doku and the type of midfielder like Lucas Paqueta and Saul Niguez, if we do not sign Saul Niguez or midfielder or good attacker, I'm not talking about Bowen. I'm talking about like a Doku. If we sign them two, then I'm going 1st. But I think if we don't, then I'm gonna go 3rd. But I think, as I said, I'm gonna make a proper prediction when the transfer window is over. So but in reality, I want Manchester United to finish 5th. I hate Manchester United because big fans again so cocky saying, "Oh, we've signed Sancho and Varane. We're gonna finish above you. You were shit last season." We beat them with Reece Williams and Nat Phillips at their own ground. That was Klopp's first victory. Instead of playing Van Dijk, instead of playing Matip, he used Phillips and Reece Williams, and he absolutely smoked you at Old Trafford. Okay, we are just 5 points clear of you. Yeah, Roy Keane. Yeah, Roy Keane, Manchester United.
Here he goes.
Manchester United legend called us worst Premier League champions when I think the season after when David Moyes was appointed, they came 8th, and he was calling us worst champions. All I'm saying, Man United fans, do not get that cocky, please, because we still have Jurgen Klopp, we still have PE teacher Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's not going to win you anything. To them, the 3rd place finish is a trophy. That's what United fan base has come now. And it's sad to see it because us and United used to be the 2 top heavyweights in English football, going for leagues, going for Champions League, going for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But this is to be seen now because of their board. But they don't have the manager to compete. Unless I see them get a Conte, unless I see them get a very good top class manager, I'm not worried of United. That's my honest thoughts. Because I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to do anything. He's not a threat. So that's just how I view it. I think United are going to finish 4th, but I want them to finish 5th.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And on to my top 5 predictions. Now, obviously, I put a video out on my channel, but for the people who don't know that I have a channel, the link is in the description as well as in the chat. So top 5, I think Leicester will finish 5th. I've said it all along that, they're coming more prominent with silverware. They won the Community Shield as well as winning the FA Cup. they're a good team. They're going to be a big threat, and they're going to be one team that are underdogs to try and derail the four above. And look, I think the fourth place team I've gone for is Man United, and people may be thinking, well, why are Man United fourth if they finished second last season? They got Sancho Varane, looking to buy Camavinga. Pogba's in his last year of his contract, but Pogba's still a threat. But the reason why I'm putting them in fourth is because I just feel like seeing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you made the brilliant point, Salah, there. Seeing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the big games, he does it in some big games, and then in other big games, the ones when it really matters, the finals, the semi-finals, he doesn't get over the line, and that is why Man United won't win anything this season. And you can clip that up because I'm that confident that United won't win anything this season because PSG is strengthening the Champions League. Chelsea are a good outfit. Man City are a good outfit. Liverpool will come again in the league. Liverpool will always be up there. Man City will always be up there with the amount of money being backed behind them. And Chelsea will always be up there as well. And I just feel that it'll be very difficult for them to win something. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that's how confident I am that they will not win anything. I do think they'll finish fourth, but I think their midfield cannot cope with the demands of winning trophies. I really don't. You say Pogba, he's a world-class midfielder. He has got bags of potential, but does he have the work rate that you see of world-class midfielders, legendary midfielders? He doesn't have those traits. He doesn't have those ruthless traits where you can track back, you can track your runners, you can run, you can make that tackle, you can make that last-ditch pass. He has glimpses, but he doesn't show it week in, week out. That is the problem with Pogba, and that is why I'm putting Man United there, because their midfield cannot sustain the demands. Third, I've gone for Manchester City. I think you both made the point that, I don't know if you guys watched the Community Shield on the weekend. They lacked a number 9, 100%. They lacked an...
But I think it's not that fair to base most of the Community Shield, because I think
yeah.
Bears and Nathan Ake, I think he had a good game, but again, he's very sloppy. So I think
he is.
It's not that fair to base them off the Community Shield. I think let's see them against Tottenham. That's their first real test. Let's see them when they have Sterling, Mahrez, Foden all playing. Now I think we can make a judgment and see. That's the same with all the other teams in the title race. I think we have to see how they play in the first 3 games, then we can see judgment. That's why I'm not a big fan of predictions. But I just want to say we shouldn't judge them off the Community Shield yet.
Yeah, that's a fair enough point. But the reason why I'm saying base them off the Community Shield is because I think the reason they're going in for these Haalands and these Kanes, they're going in there for a reason. They're going in to try and buy these players for a reason. They're not going to try and buy them for them to sit on the bench. They want a killer, out-and-out number 9. You don't let your best number 9 over 10 years in Aguero go and not replace him. They're always going to try and buy somebody. And do you really think Gabriel Jesus is going to be sustainable for them to win the Champions League? That's what they want to win. I'm sure they'll trade all their Premier Leagues that they've won in the last 3 years to win that Champions League. I'm pretty sure of it. And I don't think Gabriel Jesus is the striker to do it for them in the big games. But, they're still a good team and we cannot rule them out. But that's why I'm saying from now, as it stands, that's why I'm putting them third, because they need an out-and-out number 9. It's key. But second, I've gone for Liverpool. And the reason why I've gone for second is because we haven't bought anyone. And because these predictions are now as it stands, then I only feel that it's right to say what I think will happen. But if Liverpool get somebody, if Liverpool get maybe a player who lethal, who can really elevate that front 3 even further, then we can win the league. We have the potential, but when you base us to Man City, when you base us to Chelsea, who have bought Lukaku, they won the Champions League. What's the bets that Tuchel gets sacked this season? But the reason I put them in the league, top of the league, is because they're buying that out-and-out number 9, and I feel like they won the Champions League with Timo Werner up front. So if they're winning the Champions League with Timo Werner up front, then what they're going to be like with Lukaku will eat up 50% minimum of those chances. But brilliant points made there by you guys there. I think, Salah, were you trying to say something? I think you're muted, mate.
No, I was just gonna say, God knows what's gonna happen with Lukaku if they won the Champions League as well. No?
Exactly, and that's why I've put them there. As it stands, though, I mean, it can all change very quickly. But we will move on swiftly on. First of all, I hope you guys are enjoying your day, and obviously, I think you must have seen it, or if you haven't already seen, Curtis Jones has been ruled out of the game against Norwich due to concussion. But without further ado, we'll go into some transfer links. So Jeremy Doku, we'll start with Jeremy Doku. We'll go to you, Salah, on the Doku links. What do you think about them?
I think he's an absolutely great player. I think he's so young and he has bags of potential. I think we were so close to signing him back when he was at Anderlecht. I think his parents were ready for the move. We were offering him big money, but again, the Jeremy Doku said himself, he does not want to join us. He wants to develop somewhere else. And I think as a player, he has big guts to say that I don't want to play for Liverpool at such a young age. When a big club, he has a club who's going to work under Steven Gerrard as well. I think it was good of him because you look at where he is now. He's playing with Rennes, with a good team. But I think Rennes doesn't kind of suit his style. I think Rennes is kind of a defensive team. And Jeremy Doku, we saw at the Euros, especially against Italy, he loves to bomb down the wing. Very, very similar to Mane. He's literally a Mane reincarnation. He's so good, Jeremy Doku. And I think on the Anfield talk today, I think in the morning, a very reliable Belgian reporter, that's Olivieri. He said, I can confirm Liverpool are trying to target Jeremy Doku, and that if everything goes well, they will go further with Rennes. They're already in touch with their sports agency regarding him, but they need to make space to sign Jeremy Doku. And this is where it comes in. I don't get where he says we need space. I don't think he knows Jeremy Doku will be homegrown because Jeremy Doku is 19, and I think if you're 19, I think if you're 20 and below, I think you're free of the homegrown.
Yeah,
that's key. That's key in this transfer.
And like his stats is absolutely amazing, but one key issue of buying Jeremy Doku is convincing him if we're going to play. And this is coming from a reliable source on Twitter. The only thing that's stopping this deal is if we can convince Jeremy Doku that he's going to play. Of course, we're going to have AFCON February-ish, but it's a key one is because, again, he wants to focus on his development. He wants to become a better player. He wants to become a world beater. And let's be honest, he's not gonna be one of those if he sits on the bench. But I think he needs to take inspiration from Jota's situation. I think when Jota came, everyone was like, "Oh, Jota's gonna get 0 minutes, 0 goals, flop."
Look what happened.
Yeah, he needs to get inspiration from Jota that he is gonna play. He is gonna get to shine. He's gonna get more than a few games with AFCON and in the Champions League and all the other cup competitions, etc. But I think if we do sign him, the price will be around £45 million. I think it's expensive, but I think it's worth it for a player of his caliber.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And obviously, big up to the people commenting. We will come up. We'll go to these comments very soon. We're going to touch on the Norwich preview in about 10 or so minutes. But hello, guys. Senior midfielders fit to play. What's your preferred three? Big up to yourself, mate. Hope you're well. We will talk about that very soon. And Firmino, Jota starting in the front three against Norwich. We'll talk about that very soon. But Wakar, will come to you on this question in particular. What would be a 10 out of 10 transfer window for you guys? And does that include Doku in the window? Obviously, the signature Doku. Does that count as a 10 out of 10 transfer for you? Or are you saying, how many players do you think we need? Do you think we need about two or three? Or do you think this is only a 1 or 2 transfer job? And who would those be?
I think if Jeremy came in, it would be maybe a 7, including Kanate. If we get, I don't think Saul's gonna join us, but if he didn't, then it's a 10 out of 10. But I feel like if we get someone like Doku, I think it's pronounced. It'll be a good transfer. But I want Mbappe in it. I'm gonna be real. we all want Mbappe, but realistically, Doku and maybe Saul, that would be, and at the top of Kanati, 10 out of 10. But even if you get a Doku, I'll be satisfied with that because I feel like they're slowly rebuilding the team. Like they're just starting to bring in players like that are just like Jota came in for Mane maybe to put pressure on the front three. He's gonna be there at the club possibly for a while. Konate coming in to maybe replace Van Dijk when he gets to the age where he ain't what we know him for. And I think that's
Yeah, that's fair enough. Obviously, we'll come to you, Salah. Obviously, what would be a 10 out of 10 transfer? We're bearing in mind, I think a lot of us forget that we actually did sign Kanate, and does count as one player. But obviously, it all relies as well on outgoings. And who would you want to see go out the other way if we to bring in those players that what Car's mentioned then?
I think I'm seeing a lot of people say Doku and Saul AF, and I think in AF 10 is fair for Doku and Saul, but I think for me, the way I see it, I think to get a 10 out of 10 window, you need to be ambitious. You need the players in the right position. You need goalkeeper. We should have never started to. We should have never extended Adrian's contract in the first place because that's taken up a prime spot. We could have easily gone and got an English goalkeeper. Right back, there's one guy I've been looking for time as well. His name's Yusuf Patel. He has 12 million market value, and he's so good. When he goes on the offense, he's absolutely amazing. And the way he needs to play, I think he's a Guerrero sometimes on the right hand side as well. So I think he's absolutely great. He's like a PNP version of Trent. He's so good, and his market value is only 12 mil. I think Nati was amazing turning. Left back cost, I think that's good. But again, in the midfield, I think any of Saul, Keita, Guimaraes, a very good midfielder is good. And then a right winger, a winger that can play two positions, either on the wing or striker like a Doku, and then a striker, out and out striker like a Vlahovic, like a Bamford, the Watkins. That's what I call a 10 out of 10 window. Atal, Vlahovic, Doku, and Keita. Or replace Vlahovic. I mean, Guerrero. He plays for Nice as well. He's absolutely baller. I think we've been tracking him for time according to the Athletic. He's an absolute baller. I think that's a 10 out of 10 window. Guerrero, Doku, Keita, and Atal. And then for all from League 1. And League 1 are League 1 in depth. All the clubs need to sell. And what better? If the clubs need money, why are we not going for the players? That's a 10 out of 10 window. But knowing SSG, they won't sign the right back and they won't sign the striker. They'll only sign the midfielder at the window.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And obviously, I think
but those four signings get us the Champions League and Premier League. Those four signings get us the double.
Yeah, I agree. I think we obviously need to strengthen in the areas that we need to strengthen this season. I think we can't be. We have to be realistic at the same time and think that what would be a brilliant window for us, and I think that would be to replace the likes of the legacy that Wijnaldum did, or try and replicate that in someone who we're going to try and bring in the window. And obviously Renato Sanches has talked about quite a bit, but then you have the other names like Saul Niguez. Can Yuri Tielemans do the job? Can Rafinha do the job? And it is really worth mentioning that obviously the homegrown players plays a massive part in it. And I think Doku, whenever I've watched him, he's played on the left. I'm not too sure if he's played on the right before, but I think he can also play in the midfield. So, look, it's going to be very difficult to replace Wijnaldum, but I think what we need to see this season is a consistent midfield. And we'll just go to the point, obviously, because I think someone brought in the point about the midfield. What would you be your preferred midfield three? So we're just going to go over that question. Personally, seeing all midfielders fit to play, what's up your preferred three? 100% Fabinho in that number 6 position. But I don't think there's anyone better in world football that can do a job like he can. In the 8th position, you have Thiago Alcantara, and then you have Jordan Hendo, Nino. But that's my front middle three. I think what it is worth mentioning though is that all three of those players had 3 months each out on the sidelines last season. So you've got to take that into context when we're looking to buy somebody in the window. Do we need to prioritise a midfielder? But we'll come to you, Akar. What's your preferred three in the midfield?
Obviously, Fabinho. I don't need to, explain. Hendo, if he's fit. If he's not fit, then put Thiago. But fully fit. I think Hendo. I think if he can stay fit, yeah, he's gonna, like I can't explain, yeah, but like he's gonna help Trent, if you know what I mean, because he needs that, someone just talking to him, because last season he didn't have that, and he was playing as a fullback rather than actually going forward, if you know what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah.
on and then on the left centre mid, I would go for well, depending on the game, if we need to like open them up, I'd play Thiago. But if we need someone to just go at them, break the lines, Naby Keita. But we never know with Naby Keita, so I'm gonna go with Thiago.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And what about you, Salah? And then on top of that, on top of your preferred midfield three, answer this question. What would you say, Sanchez or Saul, who would be a better fit for Liverpool? Obviously, I think a lot of people say Sanchez would probably be the more beneficial signing because he can role players, he's quite physical. But then when you have the leadership qualities that Saul has, the CV's been to one of the top European clubs in Atletico Madrid. I think we have the likes to attract these sort of players because we're Liverpool Football Club at the end of the day. So I would want to say Saul, but my heart is saying Saul just for what he's done with Atletico, but my head's saying Sanchez for the type of role that he plays in the teams that he has done over the years. So what would you say, Salah, on the midfield three and this question by Car Battles? Big up Car Battles and big up to everyone else in the chat.
Midfield three, there was a report from the Echo that came out 20 minutes ago saying that James Milner is likely to start the game against Norwich, and I think that's the right decision.
Yeah, that's the right
Yesterday
decision for me
on
as well.
your channel I did yesterday, I did say I want to see the midfield of Thiago, Milner, and Fabinho. I think is well balanced. I think Milner, you have the workhorse. Thiago, you have the guy who creates from the midfield, the guy who makes everything tick. You have Fabinho, who's always protecting the fence, hoovering up everything in the middle of the pitch. So yeah, that's my midfield three for the game against Norwich on Saturday. Sanchez off Saul. Okay, I want to take injuries out of context. Sanchez is 100% fit for us. Okay, I think Saul's a great player, and you know how much I love Saul, but I think he's better suited to us
Yeah,
than
that's the
Saul
same
is
with me.
to us. But the thing that pisses me off about Ronaldo is his injury record. Yeah, because me and Theo, we were all checking his injury record. It was 3 pages long, and I think he's already have Naby Keita, and you've seen his injury record. We had our problems last season with injuries. I don't want our club to
Exactly.
go on. It's a good price. 35 million for Renato Sanchez is an absolute bargain. But I think you always have to bear in mind the injury record he has and his professionalism and his inconsistency. Because you saw his professionalism at Swansea and it wasn't that good. And now you're seeing his
No.
injury record at Lille and it's not that good. But Saul, on the other hand, he's good. He can play multiple positions. He can play left back. He can play left mid. He can play right mid. That's if needed to. His
And he can
leadership
take the ball
quality.
forward as well.
Yeah, he has a lot of good progressive passes. He's like we had that problem with Ronaldo as a six, Mr. Sideways. He never used to progress the ball and all that. He only used to dribble and come back. Saul offers he can dribble, he can pass forward, he can get you goals. So I think Saul overall is a better option than what's his name, Renato. But I think what is it? They're both the same price. I think 40 million euros is the rumored price. But again, Saul would have that chemistry with Thiago as well. I think they're both Spanish. They both play for the Spanish national team, and I think they will have a good chemistry because Fabinho, I think Brazilians speak Portuguese, and the Spanish correlates with Portuguese and Spanish. So I think communication will be good in the midfield as well. But I think I wouldn't mind any of them two. Sanchez worries me though. His injury record is a big no. But I just want to touch on the point that someone said about Keita. We've always been admirers of Keita ever since his time at forgot that team that.
Yeah.
Leipzig.
What's that team we played in the Club World Cup final? Flamengo. Ever since
Flamengo,
yeah,
Monterrey, and
ever since
Flamengo.
Keita was at Flamenco, Keita, we always tracked Keita. We were always big fans of Keita. Edwards, Gordon, Klopp, all big fans of Lucas Keita. He came to Italy, he couldn't adapt. They didn't take to his play style. He wasn't good. He's come to France and go on the FBREF. It shows you all his stats. He's a complete player in everything he does. His forward passes, his progressive balls, the way he carries the ball, and he can defend. He was the best midfielder in Ligue 1 last season, and I think there's a price. Again, I said Ligue 1 is the league to buy from. They're all in debt. They need the money, and I think off the price like 40 million euros, 35 million pounds, put in a bid, please, LFC, because he's an absolutely great player. I just wanted to touch on that because someone said you struggle, but I don't think he's going to struggle. I'm done.
Yeah, fair enough. Big up to a lot of people in the chat. Now we're starting to get in a few people in the chat putting in some brilliant questions. Big up to Cameron Pentlad. Well, lads, Anfield stand here. Big up to yourself, mate. Hope you're all doing well. And I'm looking forward to the next season. I hope you are too. Big up to Pro Club Goals, Car Battles, Bala Morali as well. We'll move on to the Norwich preview because that is the talking point of the week. And obviously, if you're just joining us now, you would notice that Curtis Jones has been ruled out of the game against Norwich due to concussion against Osasuna. But we'll go. Obviously, we had starting lineup set to come out on the channel. So, like I said, hit that subscribe button on the channel if you're new. And let's push on for 400 subs because that would be much appreciated. Also, before we go any further, I have my own channel myself, Club Talk TV. The link will be in the description. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to. I'm not forcing you, but if you want to, that would be brilliant. We'll go to the Norwich preview. And it's the game against Norwich, Carrow Road. And we always seem to we always seem to play teams, the promoted teams, on the first day of the season. How are you feeling ahead of Norwich? And have we got to be wary of their energy? They're just being promoted. They're going to try and start very strong and come in against a Liverpool team, a top team. They're going to want to put in a good show. And I remember the season that they were up in the Premier League. They started the season off very strong. I think Salah pointed out yesterday. I think they beat Manchester City. They give Tottenham a good run. They beat a few big teams. So, obviously, how do you fancy Norwich's chances, or do you think Liverpool will be a bit too strong for them on Saturday?
I think, they'll start off strong, because they'll be buzzing with the fans, especially, back in the Prem. But then I think, as the game progresses, Liverpool will just grow into the game, and then the goals will start coming in. I do think that, if we do give Timu Puki the space and the time, he will score.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And obviously, the loss of Buendia is going to be costly for that Norwich midfield, but they still have the likes of the Cantwell as well. And I think they have a winger on their left-hand side. I think his name is Rashika. And he can cause a big problem for Trent Alexander-Arnold on the weekend. But how are you feeling, Salah, going ahead to Norwich on Saturday? How are you feeling before it?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident about the game on Saturday. I think we're just going to have to go all guns blazing and get as many goals as we can. But, of course, not expose ourselves at the back. As I said to your channel yesterday, it's crucial to pick up points at the start of the season, especially your first 5 games if you want to be in a title race. Because if you drop points from them and the other teams like your Cities, your United, your Chelsea, and they're picking up points whilst you're dropping in the first 5 games, looking a bit peak. So I think we have to start strong against Norwich. And as Ricardo said, fans are going to be there. It's going to be important. Hopefully they're up for it. Hopefully the players are up for it. And hopefully we can get the 3 points.
Yeah, hopefully 100%. I think we can definitely put up that that type of intensity. But I saw that Todd Cantwell could potentially miss out on Saturday for Norwich. I've
I'm
just
looking
seen a
for that
report.
right now.
I've
I'm just looking for
just
that
seen a
right.
report, and it said that he should be able to play, but I'm not too sure on that one, mate. But we'll come to Wakar while Salah's looking for that. Wakar, obviously, me and Salah did a starting 11 prediction video. We won't say ours because we've already said it on a video to come. But what is your starting 11 prediction? And that midfield's a very well talked about department of the field for Saturday, as well as the centre half positions, as well as the front three. Really, we had quite a wide open discussion on it. What would be your team going forward for Norwich on Saturday, and how do you think the Reds will line up? Do you think it'll be a traditional 4-3-3, or do you think we could change things up and possibly go for a 4-2-3-1, or even other formation? Who knows? What are you saying?
I think we're gonna stick with our normal 4-3-3. I think it's gonna be Alisson in goal. I think Trent and Tsimikas. I think Tsimikas playing as well as he is gonna, if we didn't have Tsimikas, Andy Robertson's injury would be like,
Yeah,
a
massive.
crisis. But yeah, massive. But it's kind of taken. It's not a big blow. It's kind of a little blow to us if Tsimikas can actually. But I have a feeling he'll get injured. Like
Don't say that. Don't jinx that
I
now.
have a feeling, yeah, he's gonna get injured, and then Milner's gonna come and play left back. He'll get injured, and then Owen Beck will come
Don't.
and have to play. I just have a feeling,
Bro,
I
hang
think,
on, mate. You come on this stream and you said Liverpool are gonna win the league. We're still stuck in last season now. Come on,
yeah,
mate.
I
Positive.
know,
We're gonna
but
win
I
the
don't
What
know
did
league.
he
why. I just
say?
haven't.
What did he say?
He said we're gonna win the league at the start, and now he
Yeah,
said
but
that
I
he
have a
feels that
feeling Simikas will get injured, but Owen
injury
Beck will
crisis.
just show what he's made of. But I think I've heard that Van Dijk could be in a mix to start. I wouldn't. Well, if he can play, start him because he's had 20 and then 40 minutes, and then he's had a good 71 minutes. So I think if he can get another, even if it's until half time, start him because we need him back playing again. I think, but I think it's gonna be Konate and Matip because I think Matip. I don't think Joe Gomez. He had a knee injury, and I think Matip. He's always injured and coming back, so I think he'll start. I think Konate will get debut. I think in the midfield, Fabinho, he's got to be in that six. I think the other two midfielders, I think if Hendo is fit, he'll play Hendo, but if he's not, I think it'll be James Milner, and then what's his name? I think Klopp will go with Naby Keita
Yeah, I think he will
because
as well.
every time, well, when he's fit, he plays. So yeah, I think it will be the traditional front three: Firmino, Mane, Salah. I've seen the Jota, but like, come on, man. Firmino, he's back. We're not in last season anymore. Yeah, Jota is gonna cause problems, but Firmino's on form right now. It might have been friendlies, but it's good signs. But
I
it'll
just,
be a key. It's going to be key
uh,
for Firmino
Peter Took,
and
I was just gonna talk on Todd Cantwell. I was gonna say on Cantwell, but said the other day he rolled his ankle. He has a strain in his ankle ligament. Their spare is not as bad as expected, but they're still waiting to see how it develops. So yeah, he's still a
Yeah,
doubt.
be interesting.
I think until tomorrow or Friday when Daniel Farke gives his press conference, then we will know if he's fit enough. I think he's a good player, Todd Cantwell. I think hopefully he can recover. But yes, let's see. Sorry to interrupt
Yeah,
you there,
that's
though.
no,
oh
it's
yeah,
all
I
right,
was,
mate.
I was going
Go
to
on,
say
go on,
that
Waka.
Jota. I think it's going to be a key battle for Firmino and Jota. Because if Firmino, if he drops off, Jota will come in. If Jota drops off, Firmino will come in. So I feel like that's what we need because when we won the league, we destroyed everyone, but we didn't have that competition in the team. If Firmino played shit, he would play again. If Mane played, well, Mane was unbelievable that season, but You get the point. Now we have competition in the team. If you don't play, I'll come in. So, and that's what Man City have. Yeah, but I'm not saying we should go out
Yeah.
and do what they do, but we need to have some sort of competition because you see, Man City they've got. But they've got Cancelo and Walker. If Cancelo doesn't play well, Walker comes in. So if I think it's gonna be a good game for us.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. And obviously, you raised the point there about transfers and how you'd want our club to be running. I think Carl Battles has put in a brilliant point here. Anyone else feeling a bit worried about Hendo's contract situation? Do you know what, mate? I'll start with myself. I'm not worried yet, but I will be if this is still going on at Christmas time. Do you know what I mean? Because we made the mistake, or FSG made the mistake after winning the Champions League. They should have renewed Juan Adams' contract then before the following year when they decided to give him 1 year contract extension, and it didn't work out because they couldn't. They just had a stall and they had a dispute on the contract talks. But look, I think in that report which emerged a few weeks ago, I think when I look back at it now from a clear, fair-weathered space of mind, I think it's clear to mention that nothing was concrete. It just said, it's complicated, it's quite sensitive, but they said the talks were never done and the talks were installed, but they were slowing down slightly. So that's the negative bit of it, but I'm not getting too worried yet. But I think there's still a long way to go. But I'll be more concerned if they don't tie it up before Christmas. That's when, or even January. If they let it go until next summer, I'll be really worried. But I think they'll get it done. I'm more than optimistic they'll get their club captain done. And at the end of the day, club captain and the manager, the two important part of the jigsaw. So you just got to get them done first before anything else, in my opinion. But Salah, we'll come to you. We'll stick to the Norwich stuff. Obviously, what are you saying for score predictions going forward as we wrap up today's video?
Yeah, I said 1-0 yesterday. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think first half, I think we will play good, and then second half we'll just drop off a little. But I think I'm gonna go Salah to get the first goal of our season. I think ever since he joined the club, he scored in the opening day for 3 consecutive seasons now. So I think I want to put past Salah to score against Norwich on Saturday. So yeah, I'm going for a 1-0 win.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And what about you, Akar? You obviously weren't on the starting 11 prediction, but what were you saying for the score prediction?
I think it's going to be 3-1 Liverpool. I think Norwich are going to score first because I think we're going to give Timu Pukki that space that he likes and let him shoot. So, especially with Konate, he's not going to be used to, playing against sides like Norwich, So I feel like maybe they could go 1-0 up, but then I feel like, we'll just go into the game, like I said, and then just, show what we're made of. I think Salah, he's going to, just like I agree with Salah that he's going to score our first goal of the season, and then I think Mane, and then I think I have a feeling Van Dijk will score as well because he scored.
He did score against Norwich, didn't he?
Yeah. I think I saw some stat like every time he's played in Norwich on the opening day or something like that, he scored.
Yeah, that's. What were you saying, Salah? You're not. I don't think you're muted, but I just think your mic is quite low, your volume. But anyway, I think the score will be 3-1. I don't think Van Dijk will start. Actually, I'll leave my starting 11 prediction until the video comes out. But without further ado, we will wrap up the stream. And yeah, thank you for everybody for watching. Obviously, I hope you guys are enjoying your day. Justice for the 97. These streams will be coming every week. one every week, I believe. But we've got additional content in terms of we'll be doing player rating shows, we'll be doing match reactions, we'll also be doing starting 11 predictions, and we'll be doing breaking news and transfer stories. So if that doesn't whet the appetite, I don't know what will, which only reiterates the point. You have to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content you do see. Smash a subscribe. We've obviously got social media channels in the comments. If you go straight up to the top of the chat, we have the social media accounts for both Wakar and Salah, and I think the YouTube channel that put them comments out was Crop Talk TV, my channel. So hit that subscribe to there, drop them a follow. If you want to find more news, how are you feeling, lads? Last thoughts before we wrap it up. What would you like to say before we wrap it up? Anyone want to say something?
Justice
Salah?
for the 97, and we're going to win the league.
Going to win the league. What about you, Salah? Anything? I can't hear you, mate. I don't think we can hear him. We can't hear him. I don't know if it's the same for you guys at home, but thank you for everyone for joining the live stream, and big up to everybody in the chat. Yes, it is worth mentioning. Big up to everybody. Oh yeah, one sec, Salah. Yeah, I can hear you, mate. Big up to everybody who is in the chat, guys. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. It means an awful lot. Salah, what you got to say, mate?
I was gonna say to Carl, what happened to Thingy winning in January? He said we're gonna win the league in January, but yeah, justice for the 97. And I think as soon as we make a signing, I think we'll hop on a video. We'll talk about it. Let's hope it will be Jeremy Doku. So yeah,
let's hope. Let's hope.
Good video, but yeah, let's see.
Let's see, bro. But without further ado, we will wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you very soon. Smash the subscribe, smash that notification bell, and we will see you very, very